Hello, hope you're well and welcome to the live stream that I have lined up for you today, where we're going to be going through Bitcoin. We're going to be going through some altcoins, and Bitcoin actually at a major level in the chart right now. I want to first of all just go into the importance, before we get into anything else, the importance of where we are, because I don't think many people are really remembering that big level. So remember what has been going on since March of this year. We have been making lower highs, continuous lower highs on Bitcoin. And we have just hit a weekly level of resistance, potentially giving us another lower high for a big move to the downside. I am short on Bitcoin right now. I have taken that trade and I am looking for a big move to come. In this video, I'm going to be explaining to you the reasons behind this short, because we're pretty much still at entry. I'll be telling you the reasons behind the short, what I'm looking for next, and when this big move will be coming. So I think it's going to be a wonderful video. I'm going to be sharing a lot of good information with you, sharing some surprises, giving you the alpha, and getting you ready for, once again, some massive profits with the champions. That's what we do on this channel, and I hope that you're used to it and very happy with it by now. But if you are new here, you're in for a good one. Let's get buckled in and let's go over to the charts. So let's go down on a bit of a lower term time frame to start things off, just giving us some context. So if you are a follower over the years of myself, you will know I absolutely say context is everything. You can have levels on your chart, you can have technical analysis. Why is it that sometimes you have a level and it doesn't work, while other times you have a level and it does work? It all comes down to the context, where you've come from. That then gives you the understanding of the level that you're hitting. Does it come from a place of strength? Does it come from a place of weakness? What is the current trend like? Everything comes down to the context of the market. And I will say that word over and over again, because it is the number one most important thing behind, or slightly in front of, let's say, confluence, the two C's there for the CC, context and confluence, my friends. So what we're looking at here then, first of all, is why have we started this move to the upside? Where is it coming from? What we're looking at next? Pretty simple. If you you can remember, we have been talking about this of recent times. Obviously this was a way back now, but back in August, I'll get that one right. Back in August, we obviously faked out below $50,000, right? That was a fairly simple long trade that we were prepared for. We had the liquidity, we had a daily naked point of control, and we took out psychological $50,000. But that's history now. That was a good few months ago. Since then, we had a big rise to the upside, another retracement to test the low before another rise to the upside. And I really want to start off looking from the 10th of October, so the past week, to where we are now, because it was kind of simple what happened overall. We had a retracement to the downside and we hit and bumped into a monthly level of support. And this at the time was nothing extremely strong or anything like that, but the reaction was key. And this is why at Chart Champions, we will always go on about the reaction. And you can see a wick to the downside. I will just show you, by the way, this was a level that we were prepared for in the Champions membership. It was a level that we've been talking about, the importance of the reaction. And then if we get the reclaim, again, it all stemmed, as you can hopefully see, if you hide my face a second, you can see this is what we were looking at, and you can see that was the monthly level, 58,954. That's the level that we were looking for on Bitcoin, and that is the level that we ended up bouncing off of, as you can see here. The reaction was good, the reclaim was strong. And then very briefly, I want to go through this as quickly as possible to get up to where we are now. There are some very nice insights, though, that you can learn from this explanation. So all these posts that I'm showing you are made ahead of time, of course. And if you want these updates first before everyone else, without having to look at me commentate it after the fact, then that's obviously what you get within the Champions membership, right? But nevertheless, I can still educate you of my thought process at the time. So we were looking for a rise off of Bitcoin. We had the lovely reaction off of the monthly, and at this point it was, we want to see higher. I wanted to see at the time to at least 65,700. That was quite a rise to the upside still. But I knew it was very likely that we were going to get continuation. So for me, my bias was strong, bullish. As long as we held above 61,500, which we always did, we never lost it. We were looking for 65,000 65,700. Well, 65,700 came quick and we blasted straight through it. For me, that's always a positive sign, a bullish sign first and foremost. Second of all, no reaction, no trade, remaining in the long trade, simply looking for higher prices to come next. And that's where we started to pull up towards the weekly where we are now. And this, I want to really talk about this for a little bit because this was, of course, just now a few days ago, 2 days ago to be precise. And Bitcoin ever so slightly front run our weekly target. So our weekly target, as you can see here, was 68,271. We had 67,000 itself prior to that and 68,000 monthly naked point of control. And you will know, if you were following Bitcoin at the time, it ever so slightly front run. As you can see here, I'm confirming to the team live in the time once again, no short trades for me around this 67,500. I want to see the weekly tapped. Okay, so I was not interested in any shorts around 67,000. I wanted to see 68,270. For me, that was pretty precise. During the meantime, still trading the altcoins. We made some pretty nice profits throughout the week on the alts. And then you would have actually saw Bitcoin pulled back very heavily with the NQ and the ES. They all pulled back pretty heavily. And this is where some people got fairly scared. They got fairly scared on Bitcoin as it saw this major drop to the downside, right? And I can understand maybe some people get scared at the champions. I was really keeping my team calm with messages, with voice messages, just saying there's nothing to worry about. The technicals are still looking bullish. The order flow is still looking bullish. We're going to hit that weekly target. Do not worry. It's very, very, very highly probable we're going to get it hit. So no short trades for me, as confirming to my team. No short trades for me. Still trading the altcoins. Still looking for that weekly target next on Bitcoin. Confirming to them the order flow still looks good for that weekly target to be hit. There's no reason to take a short trade here at $67,000. Remain patient for the weekly. On to say the patience is absolutely needed, right? We're following the technicals. The highest probability is still that we're going to hit that weekly. Not shorting before that. We want to see higher first to hit that target. And this is where it came in key. I confirmed to my team with this wonderful reaction that we saw, the weekly target was hit. By the way, I was also sharing this before it was hit over on Twitter. So if you do not follow on X or Twitter, however you want to call it, I was reminding you over there too, weekly target next. Okay, back on the 15th, still at 7 p.m. No short trade. We want to see that big weekly hit. Well, the big weekly was hit, right? Confirmed to my team, that's a short trade entry. As you can see here, what we refer to as a wick to the upside, closed back down below. That is a rejection candle. Remember the monthly that we were looking at? That gave, what did it give, my friends? Wick to the downside, good reaction, opportunity for a long. And the same up here for the short. Wick reaction, opportunity for the short. I did take the short. I did confirm it to my team live in the time. Short trade now taken from that weekly. And then as we went into the New York initial balance is where we started to get a bit of a downtrend on that lower term time frame. And so that really brings us up to where we are now. And I want to be explaining what then we are looking for next. So as mentioned, I am in a short trade. Okay, I did take the short off of this candle right here, this weekly candle. So I am very interested, first of all, what are the people watching this stream? This is going to be for the YouTube people, but I am going to start a quick poll before I give you my thoughts. I'm very interested. BTC, what's next? I'm going to do a poll. I want you to reply whether you think we're going to all-time highs next or whether we're actually going to be looking for a drop next to 50 back to retest $58,000. Actually, yeah, let's say $58,000. I just want to see in the chat how many of you are bullish and how many of you are leaning more bearish from this place. I think it's going to be interesting. I've just started a poll, so if you can all just vote for a few seconds. So basically, whether you feel we've got enough strength to go all-time high next, or whether you're actually seeing a bit of weakness in the charts for us to get a much bigger pullback of around $10,000, okay, back to $58,000. What are you thinking here? Rise to all-time high and hit $10,000 above for 77, or pull back to 58? Let's see what the people here are thinking. At the moment, slight majority favoring a heavier pullback. So favoring with my current short trade from the highs, Let's see how it ends. We'll give this a few moments. Before I get onto that, I want to do a quick reminder and rundown of the World Series of Trading. Then we'll get back to Bitcoin. World Series of Trading, if you do not know, the biggest trading competition in the world for crypto. Okay, this is where the best traders, the biggest teams, they come together and they compete. There is a top $10 million prize pool as the maximum prize pool unlock for the World Series of Trading. So it's a very serious competition. There's prize money to be won. Chart Champions, we currently are in the prize money. And these are the results that I am trading with right now. You can see me placed number 4th on the team with a 90% account increase. And I actually have a second account within this too, which is on a 112% gain. So I am actually 3rd and 4th in our team right now. On this account, I started with $10,000 and I increased it 91%. So have a guess what I'm on. $19,200 right now. This is obviously fluctuated a little bit as price moves. And the other account that I have in the team, which is Daniel 2, is on 112% gains. And that was after a few nice altcoin trades that I took. So yeah, these accounts, that was another $10,000 trade. There's a very weird buzzing that I had going on here a second. But this was another $10,000 trade, and I got that to over $20,000. So, yeah, that's just to show you how well I am doing in this competition. Overall, Chart Champions as a whole, we are doing nice. We are going to be getting some prize money, as long as we remain in the top 20, of course. And the competition still has a few weeks left. So we are aiming to increase our standing every day. Our aim is slow and steady, right? Come in here, take our trades, take our profits, move on to the next trade. There's no 100 times leverage, extremely crazy leverage trades here. The most I have used is ×5 leverage. So we're keeping it steady, simple, sweet, to the point. The trades that I've been taking are trades that I've been sharing on live stream. So the trades that I have locked in here for hundreds of % gain was shared to the champion members ahead of time. I took that trade, so could have anybody else, because it was shared beforehand on live stream. So these are altcoin trades primarily, but I have, took 2 accounts to around 200% gain on the average there. And another one thing that I want to mention before we get back to the BTC, and that is a very cool thing here. And this is a dear friend, Chart Champion member here, who actually is destroying the competition. Look at this, number 1 in the world for overall profits. The Chart Champion here with $8 million, nearly $9 million of profit. This competition has been running, 7 days? So in 7 days, this guy is on right now $8.6 million of profit. Number 1 in the world. And he is a Chart Champion. That's what we mean. Chart Champions, we are here. If you want to be in the home of the best traders, the biggest traders in the world, the most profitable traders in the world, that's a hard, cold fact. Number 1 right there, holding the team up high. Look at that. I mean, shout out to this guy. $8.6 million of profit in 7 days of trading. That guy has absolutely crushed it. Shout out to you, because that gain is incredible. And I am very, very, very happy to see you doing that well. Yeah, absolutely outstanding. But I think we can all give a round of applause to this guy, champion, making just think of that, 8.6 million in 7 days, in 1 week of trading, to make $8.6 million. Congratulations, my friend. That is outstanding. Publicly traded, public competition. You're number 1 in the world. Yeah, hats off, because that is absolutely what we're all about. So yeah, nice to see you doing well. And I will say that though, this guy's of course made 8.6 million in 1 week, but nevertheless, everybody in the team, you can see page after page is doing well. From wherever you are in the boards, you can see a lot of people doing their very nice gains. So whether you're making 8 million or whether you're making just a few $100s, that's the name of the game here. Slow and steady games. I think it's just wonderful to see so many Chart Champions members doing very well with their trades, to be honest. You can just see page after page, a lot of nice gains. So yeah, I'm very happy as team captain to see so many wonderful results there. Whether it's 8 million or whether it's $8, profit is profit, and I am very proud and happy of that. So with that said, let's get back over to the charts. I just wanted to give you a quick update of the World Series of Trading. So with the final results are in, and we actually have 55% of people right now thinking we're going to $58,000. So the majority of you expecting a little bit of a drop. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So with that said, let's give you what I am looking for next, in my opinion. I'll start off on Bitcoin, right? So yeah, I am in a short trade right now, and I'm looking for some continuation to the downside. Well, I mean, let me explain the thought process first of all on a lower term time frame. On a lower term time frame, we just got a little bit of a mini little range going on here. So first thing that we can look at is just the fixed volume range pool. So we clearly have a very nice point of control here. What I can actually do is load this up on the account that I have opened this on. Let me bear with me 1 second. There we go, my friends. I can show you this exact trade. I'm just loading up I took this across several different accounts, but I will happily show you on this account the trade, just so you can actually see how we can manage it as well. So this trade taken for $10,000. So it's a $10,700 position. No leverage used on this trade, of course. And so one way that I can actually manage this now, because I've not hit any take profits. So what we can actually be doing is using a technique that I like to use with the stop loss. And this is actually securing myself some profits, because I think it's fair to say if we get back above this point of control, we can very likely search for higher, right? So I don't need to have my invalidation set very high. So I can actually now set my invalidation to actually, I would say, close to pretty fair, $68,000. So I'm going to actually set a stop loss. And a nice way to set a stop loss is with something called a trailing stop loss. So how many of you know how to use the trailing stop loss? I was surprised. Not many of you do, actually. And that's not bad. That's why I'm here to teach you and educate you, because this is a good technique. There's two standard ways that I would use stop losses. First one is simply placing it, let's say, like I said, at $68,000, just for an example, right? I could place this at, sorry, let me just double confirm that. Yeah, $68,000. I can do this. Yeah, so $68,000, and that will give me a stop loss, right? So the entire position, I will click confirm, and then you will see this gives me this stop loss placed. And what this means is if price comes up and hits $68,000, I get stopped out of that trade. Okay, the good thing is I will be stopped out in profits, very small profits, but nevertheless, it would be a class as a profitable trade. But there's another way that I like to use with this stop loss. So I'm just going to cancel this order a second. And what we can actually do is we're looking at around 1.5, let's just say 1.3% gains. So what we can actually do is this option of a trailing stop loss. And we can set this by distance, or we can set it by rate. So I'm going to set this by rate. So price retracement in terms of percentage from the best price recorded since activation. Or alternatively, you can do price retracement in terms of price distance from the best price since recorded activation. Okay, so these are two options, right, that you can do. I'm going to actually show you one by rates, and we're going to set that to 1.3%. I really like this, and we will confirm this now. So now you can see this is set, and it's going to be continuously moving down as the lowest prices are made. Okay, so we've got a continuous trading stop loss of 1.3%. Why this is nice is because then I have full relaxation. Let's say price starts to pull back heavily down to $66,000. This stop loss is automatically going to be moving down with price, and it will always stay 1.3% away. So if we actually get a drop and then a big pump to the upside, that stop loss is automatically trailed down 1.3%. There's two tips that I can give you with this. Tip number one is do not use arbitrary percentage. So don't just randomly put in here on every trade 1%, or I'm always going to trail my stop loss 1%. That is not a good use. You want to place your stop loss at a percentage which is going to give a hard invalidation. So I would need to pay attention to this. It's not something that I can set and forget. Although you could do that, but that's not something I would do. I would set it and then be in a scenario like this. I know 1.3% is fine for me while we're around $67,000. If price does drop to 66, I'm going to actually review that. Is the hard invalidation still 1.3%? Can it now be moved to a closer invalidation? Should I keep it a bit wider? And I will be going off of market structure and volume to work that out. But this is a nice way of securing yourself profits and moving down the stop loss as price moves down. I think the number one biggest mistake through traders is their inability to take profits. They see a really good trade, they take it, they get greedy, you know, they get their profits, they get greedy, they do not take them, and eventually they get stopped out for a loss. It's the worst thing that you can do in trading. If you get a good trade, secure your profits. Be that with a take profit one, be that with a trading stop loss. You've got to secure yourself so you avoid having a winning trade turn into a loss. That is what I can do with this trade. And that is what I generally would be recommending, right, people to do so they get their profits secured. Because, yeah, if we get back above 1.3%, 68K, you're back above the point of control. So I would view that as a little bit of a sign of strength. So that's just a tip that I wanted to give you all of how you can actively manage trades and secure your self profits. And that's the name of the game. Again, whether you're looking for those $8 million trades or whether you're looking for those smaller trades. It's all going to be the main part of the game that you're going for is securing those profits. So nevertheless, where were we? So bigger trade targets that we can be looking for. Well, I think the biggest one right now is going to be sat at around, let's just see where this point of control shifted to now. So we've definitely got that coming in at around 66,000. So I think really feels 66,000 is very key right now. Yeah, 56 to 60, 65 to 66,000. So there's a few things that you have to technically understand here as a trader. You have relatively strong support close by. So I said at the start of this video, and I've showed you right here, I am in a short trade. I am, but this is where it's so important. And please listen, please listen. I want to help you. I am in a short trade. But does that mean I think price is going lower here? And I actually want to add this as a poll because I want to know how many people understand my trading. If you have listened to what I've taught, then you will know this answer. And I'm actually going to make this poll right now for everybody to see because this is so important. I want to know how many people listen to the education that I give. So the question is going to be, so I am short trade at, does that mean I am bearish? So really simply, yes, it means I am bearish, or no, I simply traded a high. I simply traded a high probability setup. So I wanted to add this poll. Please let me. Why can I not start a poll? 1 and 35 characters. Well, you see the answers. No. Let's remove high probability. There we go. We got the poll out. We got a few answers here, but I'm very interested. I already see people getting the right answer, so I'm happy with this. Amazing. Look at that. 95% of you all. Yeah. That is very, very good because it means 800 people watching right now, and 95% of you know what you're talking about and you're listening well. Isn't that funny? We say 95% of traders lose money here. It's going to be the opposite. Chart champions, we are changing the game. We are educating people, but slowly but surely, we're starting to get those bad, like unprofitable, you know, losing a lot of money traders. They're learning the techniques and they're slowly changing their game. It's a process, and this is the place to learn that process. And I'm so happy to see the majority of people getting that right. So just because I'm short here does not mean I am bearish. I actually do believe Bitcoin can continue up higher here, and I still feel that is the highest probability. I would be more surprised to see a big drop than a big rise as it stands right now. Why? Because we have strong support below us. The uptrend is still to the upside. The trend is still to the upside. We have strong support below us. We have not lost any support. So, in my opinion, I am still looking for further upside. So then you might question, well, 95% of you know the answer, so you wouldn't question. But for the 5% that didn't get it right, why did I take a short trade if I'm still expecting higher? Well, it comes down to trading a high probability trade setup. Undeniably, that was a good trade setup. Again, it's in profits, and 100% that trade is going to make profits. Whether it's a few $100s or whether I get stopped out for $20, it's going to make profits. It was a good trade setup. Why? Because we trade the reaction. It was a target that we were waiting for, right? We were ready and waiting for that weekly level. We got the reaction at that weekly level. As a trader, when you see this reaction, why are you not taking the short trade? The only answer would be out of fear, and I don't think there's any other reason, because technically you had every reason to take it. So the only reason would be out of fear of losing the trades, and that is not something you do as a champion. You see the trade, well, first of all, you plan for that trade. Undeniably, for a few days, we were planning for that trade to come up and hit the weekly level. It hit the weekly, it ended with a rejection. We take that trade setup. No hesitation, no fear. That is a good trade entry. It's a high probability trade based off of the context of the day, based off of the level, based off of the reaction. We take that trade setup. Okay, here we got a little bit of a pullback. If we pump up tomorrow, well, you know, first of all, it ends in profits, that trade. But second of all, nevertheless, this was still a good place to at least protect yourself. Because, yes, I still feel the highest probability is further upside. I am definitely expecting to get stopped out of that trade. But let's say it does this and a big drop to the downside. Well, I don't get stopped out of the short. I let it continue to run and I secure myself some profits and protect myself on the drop. As a trader, you want to protect yourself at levels of resistance. You don't want to get to levels of resistance and just think, oh, it's going to go up, no worries. You know, I'm just going to long and chill and not do anything and not take any protective measures. At these levels of resistance, you do want to protect yourself because there is always a possibility of a rejection and a big move to the downside. You know, if there was a big move down tomorrow, hey, I'm protected, I'm fine, I'm in the short trade. If we pump tomorrow, well, thankfully this trade went very nicely. I get stopped out of that trade for a little bit of profit and I look for a new setup. Okay, a brand new setup is what I'd be looking for. But yeah, in terms of the long trade, I would say we do have that nice support coming in at around 66,000. Okay, this is a lower term time frame trade setup. But nevertheless, that's where we got this nice point of control of the uptrend on the anchored VU at psychological 66. And this would still maintain this structure of, you know, of course, the bigger structure. But here, we still maintain a low. That would be a high. We can pull back here for a higher low and continue still a nice uptrend, right? Oh, look at that. Could give us a little bit of a, could give you a little bit of a rising wedge. I knew the word, a little bit of a rising wedge potential. So how about that? How about that? You could get a rising wedge. So if we do get the pullback and we hold as support, then you do have the potential of an overthrow rising wedge, I would say here. So this is something to be aware of. This obviously does give a short trade with a big rising wedge up and around that weekly. So this is something that I would always say, trade the reaction. Don't get ahead of yourself, but just, you know, trade the patterns as they come. At the moment, I would not say, you know, we're looking for this, but you know, if we come down, we get support bounce, we come up again and we get a third touch of the trend line up here, a little bit of an overthrow, come back down below the weekly. Each of that is actually setting up for, you know, a rising wedge pattern. So I would be aware of this, my friends. Please don't get overly bullish because you do have a bearish rising wedge here that even could be in play from here. So, you know, a little bit of the overthrow back below the weekly gives you another short trade. And again, this could be much bigger targets, right? So I would be aware of this. But for now, again, I would please be aware of this. You might want to take a print screen. But for now, with that said, we still do have support, and you do have to understand the highest probability is continuation to the upside. So yes, we rejected from this weekly, but you know, there's still a high probability of a trend continuation, of flipping this into support, moving up higher. Okay, so obviously really key what happens at that weekly. If we get another move above and then we lose the weekly and flip it back to resistance, that's where we look for that move to the downside. But if we break above and flip it into support, well then of course we got to be looking for further continuation towards $70,000, right? What I love about this weekly, as you can see, this is the uptrend from monthly to weekly. Look at that value area high, my friends. Value area high on the weekly. So key. So key. It's very, very, very nice to see. So yeah, pretty content about that confluence of the weekly. If we reclaim that and flip it to support, very bullish. Okay, if we do get the fake out loss, that's a lot more bearish, right? So I hope I've prepared you with that little bit of a rising wedge. Maybe you didn't notice it, but now you do. Hopefully, now you've been shown it, you should be able to recognize it, right? So let me see. I will take a look at a few altcoins here. I'll do this. Put a comment in the chat and a few of the most requested altcoins we're going to go through. I'll give an update. Let's see if any of these ones that we've been looking at today. So this is one that I was looking at with the champion members. Oh my God, look at that alert. My alert was at 3752. The high was 3747. So my alert did not go off by a matter of 0.2%. This was a setup that I shared to the champions today. It already had a 3% rejection. Oh man, if my alert went off, I would have actually traded that short. But my alert, you see for yourself, right? The alert missed by, I mean, I'm serious, 0.02%. Yeah, that's a short that I lined up today that I was wanting to take. I will show you where we were going for that, just so you can see. So this is a live stream from this morning. You can see for yourself, right? This is 17th for the 10th, altcoin trading. I done an altcoin stream. I looked at so many altcoins. Look at this, Popcat, BNB, Solana. We went through Dogcoin. We went through Dogecoin. We went through thousands of altcoins. Well, no, thousands. We went through about 15 altcoins, I'd say, and we found like 6 good setups. And this was one of them. So this was the setup that I shared this morning, literally this morning, a few hours ago, to the champions, looking for that rise into the point of control for the short. You can see I have my alert set. Had my alert set. We were looking for around a 10% rise to the upside, right? So it rose 10%, hit into that point of control, and yeah, from that point of control, 3.5% pulled back. I missed this trade because my alert literally missed by 0.02%. Crazy, man, crazy. But unfortunately, I missed that trade. Well, let's see if we can get it hit again in this stream. Then I'll take it on stream. I would have took it earlier, but yeah, missed that trade. Missed my alert by a tiniest margin. But maybe we get Popcat come off on stream. That will be nice. Then you can see me enter this on stream. Yeah. So this is a coin that I'm looking forward to short. And yeah, I will take it. I will take it with the alert going off, taking out the last high. That can easily hit on stream. So we'll see how this goes. Let's see some of these then. I'm going to, I see quite a few requests for, let me just see. So yeah, we have like 20 requests for Reef early on in the stream. We had the Reef request and then a few others as well. So I will look at Reef for you all. This is a coin that I have been looking at recently as well. It's had a crazy few days. So yeah, this is one that we were looking at. This was insane. So this hit just above 1 cent and had the biggest crash. And this is why I will always say the importance of psychological numbers. So this literally just came above 1 cent. And then crash down 80% to the downside. Like an insane move. Like we're very crazy. In terms of a new trade setup, we really would be wanting to see this come down to some major support now. It's kind of broken through. It's in a little bit of a shoe and a rock and a hard place. Like we got the big volume below us. Still another big drop from here, of course. But this is Reef is what I would call, from here, very difficult to trade. Reason of rejection, getting above 1 cent. Big liquidity above 1 cent. Big psychological number. Massive dump. You are in a region of relatively low support. Not to say there's none, but relatively low support. I would be looking for further downside to the point of control. But Reef is not one that I'm that interested in touching myself. When something dumps 80% in a day, I kind of think, what's going on there? Not too interested. Like, is this now a dead project? Have the founders just like sold out? Not that interested. So yeah, Reef, I would be waiting for the point of control, but I'm not going to be trading Reef myself. For me, something's gone wrong with the project or coin potentially if it dumps 80% in a day. Yeah. It reminds me of Beercoin. Remember Beercoin, like 3 or 4 months ago? We were trading Beercoin very well. And then Beercoin actually done the same. It dumped like 80% in a day. It had a little pullback, but eventually I'm pretty sure it like went to 0. So yeah, it's generally not the best to try and get too involved with these coins which just like dump out of nowhere. I would be a little bit cautious with it, really. Yeah, so yeah, take that warning for what you will anyway. Let me see if we got another coin. I'm going to put on a vote for the coin of what I feel it might be the 3 highest voted here. So I'm going to start a poll. Which alt? We got Dot, a lot of requests for Dot. We got a lot of requests, I would say, for Pepe. It's got quite a lot of requests. We got a lot of requests for LILV. And finally, I would say the next highest voted one, Jasmine. So I've started a little poll here, just to make things fair. Let's see which altcoin we are going to look at next. While that poll goes, we'll give it a few minutes. I will show you this trading account, what I've got going on here. So this is one that I just do slow and steady, slow and steady, slow and steady. So in the World Series of Trading, this one's only made like 2% gains. Well, now a little bit more, maybe 3% gains. So very, very slow, steady account. But nevertheless, this is what I call a very conservative, slow gain account. So I will show you. Some of you are going to be already knowing, but I'm going to show you the win rate of this account since its creation. So back in around April. Oh no, so I started this in May, sorry. May the 28th. Just look at the growth of this account. Of course, I've been doing the Dubai event. I was trying to find my cap. It's over there. But yeah, oh yeah, I'm wearing the top. This is the Dubai event top. I actually want to show you this a second. Let me just, for the people that haven't seen. So of course we've done the Dubai event, and which was amazing. But yeah, it did take a bit of my time, and then I've been doing the World Series of Trading with like aggressive trading accounts, right? So this account has taken a little bit of a backseat, but nevertheless, this is what I'm in on the Bitcoin short right now. This account, kind of outstanding, was just a small trading account to start off with. We've done $6,500 of profit, but the biggest thing that is amazing on this account, right, is the win rate of the account. So you can actually see here, 67 trades taken, 67 wins made, 100% win rate. The position sizes, they've been averaged. Of the average position size was around $3,000, $2,000 to $3,000. I have recently started to increase, but I've just been taking really small trades. But yeah, they're averaging around $3,000. And I think this might be one of the biggest win streaks in the world. I honestly think that. I really think this could be one of the biggest win streaks. 67 trades, 0 losses, 100% win rate, P&L growth just going up and up and up. And again, slowly but surely, every trade I'm taking is still winning. Yeah, and you can see there, Beer Coin was one of my biggest wins. Pepe Coin, Flocky Coin. You can't see this. Let me just... You see this? The biggest wins, Pepe, Flocky, Bitcoin, Beer, Ton. But yeah, I'm very interested whether anyone has ever seen results like that, right? Because I surprised myself with this account, and now this is why I'm so really cautious on the account, because it's now like, it is kind of incredible when you think about it to go 67 trades with no loss. I want to try and get to 100 wins, 100 wins, and at least like get this to $10,000 of profit on the account. I think I can do this. So that's the goal. Whether I will achieve it will be seen, because I also view this and I'm like to myself, how on earth am I doing this? This is very, very, very hard to do. And this is what I mean. I wait for the best trades, the highest probability trades. I take the best trades with my strategies, and yeah, I have not taken a loss on this trade account yet, which I honestly feel is incredible. And so, yeah, whether I'm doing it in the conservative trading account or whether I'm doing it on the aggressive ones for the World Series of Trading, right? I'm really just trying to take it slow, steady, and yeah, I'll show you the difference between the aggressive World Series of Trading account. So this is the World Series of Trading account. Bam! This is what you call more aggressive trading. Then when you look at this one, it's going to be the same. Bam! 0 to $10,000, $20,000 account in a day. But this is World Series of Trading, when you got to be really, really, really aggressive, right? And that's just how you got to do it in the World Series of Trading. Let's refresh this a second. Yeah, that's just how you got to do it in the World Series of Trading. But yeah, you can see the accounts. Obviously, my conservative account, 100% win rate over 67 trades. My aggressive accounts here, 100% gains in 1 week of trading, right? So whether it's an aggressive trade, massive gains really quickly, or the conservative count, slow and steady, you can see, I'm publicly, transparently showing all my trades, the whole account history, nothing to hide here, full transparency. And this is what I say. I've been talking about this a lot recently, and then we will get on to the altcoin, I swear. But I've been talking about this a lot recently, the importance of finding a trading mentor that will not be a scammer, because I mean this from the bottom of my heart. And I have met myself personally, I've had the unfortunate experience of even being scammed myself in this space, because there are a lot of people that really think about it. They actually start their trading community because they're not making profits trading. And now I'm seeing this, and it's happening very, very often. People that were like in the community, I know that they're not making profits, then they suddenly leave and they're starting their own trade groups, and that you see it popping up everywhere you look. There's trade groups, It's just like the in thing now is, hey, let's create a trade group. But I know for 100% facts, these people are not profitable traders. I've had I know, or I'd just say I know that they're not profitable traders. So it just seems for me so scammy that these people that are not making profits trading, they're doing either faking results, because trust me, some people are out here faking results, and that's why they got to do it publicly, do it on a public competition like this. Trade it on a public competition, go on video, refresh the page, show your whole account page history, show your whole account page P&L. Anyone can make a trade, okay? But if you show that whole account history, there's a few ways that you can verify, and that's why it's so important. Find yourself a trading mentor that is real, okay, that is making profits trading, and that can verify their results. Because I mean it, I'm so honest about this. There are very big scammers. They are not out here for the greater good of the community, but they are actually out here for one reason, and that is to take advantage of their viewers. They just want to get your money and run. It's as simple as that. They'll come and they'll go. They'll come and they'll go. We've been here for the years. Just obviously Chart Champions started out not because I wanted to create a trading group, okay, but I had requests from people begging me to, really, or not begging, but really very interested in a trading group. And that's the way we started, very organically, right? And at the time there was no other trading groups. We were just having fun on our own, right? And so, but I see it, the more and more, there's more people like, let's create a trading group. And it's like, man, these people are not making profits. They are not good traders. And they are unable to verify their whole account history. They are unable, have a guess, none of them are going to be competing in the World Series of Trading. None of them are going to be in the top 10 of their team because they can't provide the results. And I just find it crazy that in this day and age, just tell you that, make sure they can verify themselves. And if they can't do it publicly, if they can't show on video account history, you shouldn't be trusting them, because I can almost guarantee they're fake traders and they're wanting to be so nice and teach you because they want your money. And that's the only reason. So please be careful. If you want to learn, maybe from Chart Champions, because we can verify, we can show our results, we can show our account history, everything that's required. We've been here for years, the oldest cryptocurrency trading group, right? We were the first originals. We're here to stay, right? It's not a quick cash grab. So, we really do love and are passionate about helping, about seeing people improve and seeing the results. That's all I wanted to mention on that. I've gone on about a little too long. With that said, let's see the winner of this. It is DOT. So with DOT, let's take a look at Polkadot, a coin that I have not looked at in a while, to be honest. Yeah, I lost a lot of love for DOT. It's not a coin that I've traded in a long time. Let's give this a quick clear up and see what we got. I'm going to try and provide you with a nice viewpoint of DOT right now. So DOT for the past few months now is just simply range bound. So very range bound asset in a very very big downtrend. I would say, honestly, for an asset like this, I would be more interested in the short trade, to be honest with you. Excuse me. I'm not gonna lie. I would be much more interested in a short. So dot locally here seems to be forming some sort of symmetrical triangle, I would say. This is like what I call symmetrical triangle type price action with the lower highs, right? And some higher lows. So we got a bit of a, not perfect, but we got a bit of this triangle price action going on, right? Try and connect this a little bit better. So, I mean, I honestly favor shorts on such a weak coin. Polkadot, one of the weakest coins. Is there a long opportunity of the fake out of this triangle? Not a big fan of it, but you could be looking for something like that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really a fan of that trade. I think you got a few problems. Low confluence. I think you want to see it like fake out these lows. So fake out the triangle low and fake out those lows. So these lows here. So you really want to see this like come and get that fake out to the downside. I really think you want to see Bitcoin play ball as well. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. This is not an amazing... It's not something I love. I'm not against that trade. It's something that I can have an alert set for, and I will update in the Discord when or if I take this setup on DOT. That's the best I can do. This is like, I just urge a lot of caution with this long. That's the thing. So I've set the alert. I will not place a limit order. I will place the alert, and if and when we get the drop down to this level, well, it's probably going to be when, because I think we get the drop. So when that alert goes off, I will review the altcoin and then confirm whether I enter the long or whether I actually view that as very weak and simply do not take the trades. But I will confirm to you when that alert goes off what the decision is. Is there actually a long trade, or, you know, hold back and wait for much lower? In terms of the short, I would be waiting for around $6, to be honest with you. Yeah, look at that. So you got around that $6 zone, anchored VWAP, CC, and previous range point of control. So I would say that is for sure like an area of interest on that short trade. Of course, if we're going to get that short, we need the long. All right, I need a move to the upside. But I do like that around $6. All right. Of course, this is a much lower term time frame entry trigger. I would not use that big of a stop loss for sure, but I would use lower term time frame price action to confirm the entry trigger. But I like that confluence zone of $6, like anchored VWAP, previous range point of control, even the value area low close, right? In the CC Fibonacci of the last major high to low, because this really looks like a bit of a, I'd even view this as a little bit of a ABC Elliott wave correction, impulse, ABC. Could mean we're on for another leg down, right? So let's just think about this. If this is impulsive, A, B, C, maybe we're seeing here a bigger 1, 2, 3. Let's think about this. Maybe we're in a wave 4 now with a B, C, D, E triangle before another wave to the downside. And we're not finishing an ABC correction, but we're actually in the middle of a bigger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 3 cannot be the smallest wave, so we cannot go above or further lower than the 1 to 1. So let's just see this. Wave 1, wave 2. So that's the length there. So we cannot go below $2, $2.40. We could be in for another move to the downside here, to be fair, and we might not get up to $6 then. Then we would have to be more aggressively shorting off of this weekly level, right? We'll set another alert there. So this is based more off of Elliott wave theory. And on the Elliott waves, you'd actually be looking at this right now. So I view this as a weak flat. So within that impulse, you then have your A, B, C for your weak flat. And then you have another impulse. And now we're actually in a wave 4 triangle, which gave us an A, B, C, D, E. This gives you a short trade, targeting down to at least one new low below the end of wave 3. Okay, so wave 5 does not necessarily have to be very deep. It can be a small wave 5, but we are looking for a new low there. This is like 30% drop, not bad. And then obviously from there is maybe then where we get the reversal to the upside to $6. So this could play short. That's another red flag of the long now, right? Because we'd be looking for a new low to bring us back up to around that $6 target. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I like, again, I really need to spend more time, really reviewing the Elliott wave count. But for what I'm going to do here on the YouTube stream, that is a nice looking corrective action of the wave 2. This, of course, looks corrective action as well, right? So then that really plays into impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse, thus making another new low below $3.50, more or less, right? So it does make sense for a new low. It makes sense for that to happen. Yeah, so on Cello, still looking at this, my friend. Just had this comment. Hey, bud, can you take a quick look at Cello? That's my viewpoint on Cello, already planned out. So I got my alerts. That's what I'm waiting for right now on that. So yeah, that has been the BTC stream and a little bit of a look at some altcoins that I wanted to bring you today. I will give you a summary. I overall absolutely do remain more bullish on Bitcoin, or I do expect new highs. While we are above that support, which locally strong, $66,000, right? Overall uptrend, $65,000. So while we're above 65,000, we have to really feel that the higher probability is another new high to come. Again, I'm in a short trade, but that's simply because it was a high probability entry trigger at the time. I'm not expecting a massive crash sort of thing. I do feel that we can make another new high here. Again, be aware of that rising wedge potential for another new high before downside. That's something to be aware of. But as it stands, I am in a short, yes, but again, just a small short on that account. But I do have that across a few accounts. But nevertheless, like Bitcoin, I'm in a short trade, but I am still leaning more bullish. I do expect, while we're holding support, that we can push for a new high. If we end up losing the support of 65,000, that's where I would say with much more certainty, we have put in a major high. Again, we could put in one more high before that, but let's say whether each of the cases we lose 65,000, that's where I would say, well, now I'm going to be looking for a much bigger drop to the downside because we've lost support. As it stands right now, we have not lost support, so I have to be looking for further upside continuation. What I would say, be aware of the bearish divergences that are forming. So we do have some bearish CVD starting to form here, which is, of course, more bearish. So this is, I'm not looking for longs up here. I'm already in my short, but, bearish CVD, something to be aware of. And yeah, those are my thoughts. That's what I'm looking for. Final words that I would say would be, see how we end with the World Series of Trading. We currently are in the profit zone, so we would like to continue to work our way up again slowly and steady. We're not one of the massively high leverage trading communities, so it's hard to compete with those times 100 Koreans, right? But myself, well, I can talk about myself, right? I'm just keeping it ×5 and below. I am actually normally not even a leveraged trader. I take the majority of my trades zero leverage. But this competition, I have gone up to ×5 to give myself the 100% gain in a week. That was with the ×5 leverage, but I refuse to start using anything higher than that because it's just not what I would ever teach. So I don't really feel like I should trade like that. So yeah, that basically is my reasonings. Yeah, we'll see how we continue with this competition. For now, we are in the prize money. We are doing well in the competition, which I'm happy about. And again, lovely to see #1 trader in the world, a champion with that $8 million of profit in a week. That is outstanding. Chart Champions, the home of the best and the biggest traders in the world. If you want to join our community, which I'm telling you really does have that family feel, we got the traders in the community that want to see each other improve. They want to help each other. This is the community. This is from the Dubai event. You see me back here. This was just from now a few weeks ago. 1 week and a half, actually, right? We were in Dubai for our annual event. Every year we put these together. Big group of us, 100 to 200 people in the members, come together, talk about trading. It's a really big motivational environment. Everyone here is super kind, super respectful, and they just want to see each other improve. So yeah, you can see a little bit of my post here from my thoughts, but I mean it like, it's a very warming and helpful community. So if you would like to join the Chart Champions family, where we absolutely want to see each other improve, build ourselves up and succeed to make those profits, you can come along, check us out, chartchampions.com. It's where you get the daily live streams every day, right? Monday to Friday, you have live streams, you have helping hands, giving you updates, whether it's on the altcoins. I've done an altcoin stream today. You had Igor live trading the fast markets. You had then a daily update from myself, right, as well, going through an update on Bitcoin, ES, and NQ. Then you have it all covered. Futures trading, altcoin trading, everything that you need to make some wonderful profits inside of the community. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. If you want more, we got the whole educational library too, so you can learn all of our methods of how we're making these profits. And I just wish you the very best. I myself am always trying to improve. I will always, remain myself humble, and yeah, we just want to do our best here, and that's what we're doing. So cheers, everybody. Thank you ever so much. And I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, end with giving us a big like. That would be wonderful. And I do read every single comment. If you want to leave a comment down below, I will, as always, read everything and appreciate the likes and the shares. So cheers. Thank you. Have a good day. That's me signing out. I wish you success. And if you want more, chartchampions.com. Thank you. Have a good one. Cheers.